Hello guys. Oh. Well, this series, it's going to be about 2 videos of it. It's talking about my uni life. Summit I've probably told you absolutely nothing about before on YouTube. Or maybe the odd tiny mention. That's about it. Because of what the whole topic was made me start this series, it took me time to actually, I was waiting deciding when to do it, but now for times where I thought I'll man up and actually tell you about it. What did I do at uni? I drank pints of lager and ate cream eggs every day. Yeah, I pretty much every day I'd get in, go for full English breakfast at Spoons, go to this pub for the chicken burger and a pint at lunchtime, and then just sit at my desk and eat cream eggs. I didn't actually notice, I've lost that weight now. I'll actually gradually, over 3 years, put on a stone from full English breakfasts, too many chips, etc. Too many pints of lager, too many Jack Daniels and Coke. But yeah, I'll talk, this part is me talking the better stuff. Because next week on the next series I'm talking, I won't spoil it, but yeah, let's start talking about things I used to get up to with uni. Yeah, I think one of the things I'm going after first of all mention is the trips to places they had, like a few trips abroad and the trips to London. Yeah, the London ones have some good bits of banter, particularly stories what involve stuff like what would normally go in here when it's actually not water. No, I'm not talking somebody drinking too much water and wetting the bed or the old stick your finger in a cold glass prank. I'm not talking any of that, I'm talking the alcohol stories. Yeah, of course, we'd get to London. No, we'd get in the train to go to London. As soon as the train had moved from the platform, I would start opening a bottle of Bells and mixing it with Coke. Even the time when the tutors told us not to drink as something to do with professionalism. Which, that bit, I'll explain more about on the next video. I wish whoever is downstairs wouldn't be making all that noise. But yeah, going to London was always great banter. We'd go around looking at stuff related to what we're actually doing at uni, then we'd do either exhibition or a market stall once done. And yeah, doing the market stall was a good laugh, particularly when we'd pretty much just sell all work, and on the night we would spend what we earned. It'd just go towards extra booze, of course. But yeah, Mike, shut up talking about booze. Talk about proper stuff. Yeah. Yeah, funny time was, we arrived at about 7 o'clock in the morning. No, it wasn't early. It was probably about, sometime like that, to Spillfields Market, because we were doing a market stall. And this lad, about the only one who wasn't hungover, had somehow folded up all his work and wanted us inside to display it, and he couldn't until, because he'd folded it wrong. You know, he like says, can anyone help me flatten me work? And then they're all like, we could spend all day on that flatten. It's like, we're also annoyed about it's been. I like kind of forgot about it for a while until I started talking and I remembered it. But yeah, they all had hangovers from the night before. Yeah, he was about the only one who didn't drink. And yeah, what I was done. It actually happens about one person who didn't sell anything either, out of about 8 of us. But yeah, pretty much took turns on the stall, and then I spent all the other time. I opted to go first, so I could go and spend the other time wandering around Blick Lane, looking around shops and drinking pints of lager. And yeah, we finished the day and then went back to the hotel. We were actually like staying another 2 nights after that. At night we actually did go out. We went up to a nightclub called the Lexington. No, it's not a nightclub, it's like a bar / nightclub called Lexington near King's Cross. And yeah, it was for, sorry to mention something about football. It was the week after the playoff final against Norwich when they got beat. And they got talking to these randomers who were asking us for a bar on the way back. And then all of a sudden they said, "You from North East?" And I was like, "Yeah mate, from Middlesbrough." And one was like, "Oh, did you have a good day last week despite the result?" It turned out this person was a Norwich supporter. And I was like, "Yeah, before the game started, yes." And yeah, a lot of us lined up for Lexington. And even like out of my room, when they were walking back, 3 out of 4 of us were walking back. And the other person, they woke up in the morning, he wasn't there. And turned out what he'd done is decided to get a Boris bike and try and mess about on it at like 3 o'clock in the morning in London. And then of course someone tried to phone him, there was no answer. They're like, where is this lad? Where is this lad? And then the next thing, we go downstairs and one of the ones who was with him had told us that he'd got arrested for riding a Boris bike at 3 in the morning. Well, yeah, that was funny as hell, that. He got fined 100 quid for this, or something like that, I don't exactly know. And yeah, then the next day went shopping for comics, and then somebody puts one of theirs, which they'd actually, a zine they'd actually done themselves. It's actually like went and changed over what it was in the comic shop. No, it wasn't me, I was someone else. I wouldn't do anything that naughty. And yeah, pretty much another story again. Went for another night out the next night. But at that time we just stayed at the hotel. And then yeah, actually it was a hostel or hotel. It's the class hostel, I can't remember its name. But it's on King's Cross Road. And I just pretty much like spent all night in that bar, drinking Jameson and Coke. And then they ended up, after come about 1 o'clock in the morning, deciding to go around a stroll around Islington. Well, that's like the area where King's Cross is. Yeah, I must have felt, now, thinking about it now, felt sorry doing that stroll round Islington, although they weren't shouting or anything, but when they were talking, I like felt sorry now for the residents. So if any of them residents watch this, about 3 years later, I feel sorry, I'll apologise. Although I didn't make that much noise, but like I probably made more noise than I thought. Like people tell me I do have a loud voice, and of course, well, obviously through the night in a quiet estate, it's probably a millionaire's estate as well. Like it's probably like the most central, nearest like of the central London. You could buy a house. You know, actually, you can buy them right in the centre, but yeah, it's like the centres you can get, like King's Cross, although you don't quite notice it's the centre like of where that area was. But yeah, I saw they went for a stroll about stupid o'clock in the morning, and then like I'm sharing a room with this Doyle, who I get back and he's phoning me tutor asking where's Mikey like that time in the morning, and all of a sudden again he starts asking me, where have you been? I was like, oh, just for drinks, mate. And then no, it wasn't the one who got arrested, it was someone else. Yeah, but actually I was that drunk, I realised, I found out next morning is he had phoned me tutor, wondering where I was. And of course, me, when I've had a drink, I can stand on my own 2 feet and sort myself out easily. I wouldn't start acting an idiot. I'm a well behaved when I've had a drink still, just like I always am. Yeah, that was that story. Another one, I don't know how long this video last, 12 minutes so far. Another one, I'll tell you how times we went to Berlin. But yeah, going to Berlin was always a good bit. I loved just like visiting the city. It's a nice city, well, most of it's nice. Bits of it are a bit rough, particularly in this part where they're looking for some art gallery in like a residential estate. It was nearly like where they lost in the Play Store, or however you pronounce it, part of London in Berlin. Like we found bullets which has come out an actual gun, not a pellet gun or anything, like proper bullets. They found about 20 of them on the floor, like as if someone had been just firing at a wall or something. And no, as Berlin, some of the old buildings still have the bullet holes in, but no, it wasn't from that. These had just been made, and then like some lads, but I didn't, decided to keep some of the bullets and took them home in, like, well, for safety. Like for the airport, all that, obviously I put them in the suitcase. Of course you couldn't like take them in your rucksack on a plane, of course not. Like my tutor even told them to buy new gloves and bin them, and obviously don't touch them again until like we were back home, so obviously you wouldn't leave any forensic evidence on their fingers. Yeah, I've loads of Berlin stories. Should I think of oh yeah, another time was a bit like a mistake I made in Barcelona the other week, except I didn't actually do it. They look at our wall, they walk past the wall, somebody said, mate, is that the Berlin Wall? And then they're like, well, no mate, it's a wall in Berlin, but it's not the Berlin Wall. And yeah, actually went to the Berlin Wall, like the East Side Gallery bit, and of course loads of doing it, so of course I got involved as well. With all the feet, like, writing on the wall, I wrote well, bits of also, I drew my old character I used to draw on the wall, and I wrote hashtag UTB. And another one I wrote was T cider on the wall as well. And there's more Berlin stories. Hang on, I haven't planned all this, as you can probably see. I'm just telling you off the top of my head. And of course, well, I was with people, so I couldn't like just blatantly do absolute ever, because I was with other people. I'm sure there was some crazy mistake I did do in Berlin. Oh, hang on. What was it again? Trying to think. Oh, I can't quite think, but yeah, from what I saw of Berlin when I went, if I went back again, you know, I enjoyed it when I went to people, like particularly all the banter in the bar, and banter of like other guests, like sad and banter of people from all over the world. I mean, it was absolutely freezing at the time I went. We were having a rave on the roof. All those had our thermals on, coats. Next thing, these Americans arrive. I think they're from East America, New York area, and then they'll have like just hoodies and nightclubbing gear on. Oh yeah, and then this lad disappears, and then the next thing, we wonder where he is. Next thing, we find on his Facebook a video of him at the Brandenburg Gate singing the 10 German bombers in the air, or however it goes, the England versus Germany chant. And I was like, bloody hell, surprised he never got arrested for or beat up for doing that in Germany. Oh, here's a bad incident as well. Another typical student bad incident was the first night in Berlin. It was like 3 in the morning. Majority of us had been in bed a few hours. Get woken up by the ones opposite me. One's off another course, making absolute bloody racket. It's 3 in the morning, and well, I think they're lucky not to get kicked out of the hotel. Like, I can tell they're like with our group, because of course, who has this accent in the middle of Berlin? And here's the girls, by the way, causing a fuss. Apparently there was some fuss over the shower at 3 in the morning, but actually, you know, it wasn't nice. I mean, like, particularly, well, it woke me up and like made me need to go to the toilet. And of course, well, somehow, when you share in a room with 3 people, of course, when you've done it before, so like sometimes you're a bit scared to like move, just like in case, like, get up, like, just so you don't wake the others up. Oh yeah, and the other banter the room share was my ghost tactic for putting on the duvet cover that all loved. But like, this is how we do it. It's like you get inside your you fold the duvet cover inside out, grab hold of the quilt, shake it all in, and then you just like shake your way in like that. I've all loved that. Me and Marvel went done in Berlin, went to like the checkpoint Charlie, but then it was after, trusted me to it was after I had been there, I actually found out why it meant. It meant to be like one of the checkpoints where Germany used to be 2 countries or something. West Germany and East Germany. And there was a checkpoint there you checked through into East and West Germany. Yeah, and of course went to the aquarium is that was really good. You could go like swimming with sharks, but it was absolute bloody fortune, so I didn't. I'd like to, but in that week, it was like the first day I had spent €100. I took 500 with me, and there was no safe in the room, so I was like carrying around like €500 of me. Probably dangerous stuff, really. It's like, it is a bit dodgy, Berlin, as well. Like, there isn't pickpocketers or anything, but sometimes you do like have some stalkers, like who you think who apparently were trying to mug people or something. There's quite a few beggars. Apparently, once it was in Burger King in Berlin. Like, we just arrived, I hadn't got a chance to get in the hotel, I just wanted a beer so desperately. So I went into Burger King, all the others had food, I had food and a beer. And they were like laughing at me. I'm having a beer in Burger King. And then I was like, yeah, and then someone comes up to me talking. Now, if you don't know what happened, I didn't even know what he was saying either. But it turned out, apparently he was asking for money. I just looked at him like, what? And he says, my bloody la. And then, like, what? And I'd been with his sons. I didn't like know one there if he was on about. So there's people yell. The answer was, he was talking German. And I obviously didn't understand it. But yeah, turned out this hobo was a beggar. Yeah, I'm trying to think what other good stories I tell you. Oh yeah, one of my biggest mistakes I made in the 3 years was I had to buy some zines, not magazines. Zines, a bit like fanzines and stuff like that. So I went to a zine store in Newcastle to pick up some zines, and then I went and bought about 5, just picked up 5 random ones. Turned out when I went to this bar, and then my tutor had a look at what I bought to tell me I'd accidentally bought a gay porn zine. I go on, well, we had that banter like it was about the only thing I done in 3 years, accidentally bought gay porn. Oh, and now actually I'll have to tell you about this time, because this time was absolute extreme. The third and final time I went to London with uni. It was obviously the weekend of when I had like finished. Went for the Grey Show. That was actually the bit I was saying earlier on, where about drinking on the train at 9 in the morning when we were told not to drink by the tutors. The tutors got free first class, so when like I was left to a student who said he'd spy on me. So what I done is I like sat down in the carriage for all the rest, and then like I just moved and sat further along in another carriage by myself, and had a sneaky drink, and I just managed to keep myself calm, and nobody noticed me. I'm glad I've done that. I'll explain on the part 2 of why. And of course, yeah, that weekend as well, more crazy alcohol stories appear, but pretty much just don't want this video to be telling you about alcohol. But yeah, another funny thing what happened that time, we were talking beggars again. There was this beggar on King's Cross Road who was just sat there, like somehow wouldn't earn very much sat on King's Cross Road, it's not really that busy. He was like, can anyone donate any spare change, please, to help me with me booze and cannabis addiction, thank you. And then this lad goes up to him, in this one who done it, who donated it, no one would ever go to him, he was a big lad, and said, "Here mate, here's £5 for you, but listen, I'm not giving you it to help your addiction, I'm giving you this because you manned up and owned up to what it was for." And he said, "Because we're from the North East, they're all the weak bastards, sorry for swearing, would say it's for the bus or something, or to use an antique payphone to phone home, but you, solid rock hard Londoner, owned up and said what it was for, so here, this is £5 for you." Yeah, and that was people did. There was a video of it, it was absolutely hilarious. Ah well, anyhow, I think if I've gone on too much about the drinks at London and all that, I think this video would last 3 hours. It's already lasted 27 minutes. So if you've watched it all this way, yeah, legend. Thank you very much. Anyhow guys, remember to see part 2 if you've watched it all this way. And don't forget to drop a like, subscribe, and remember to see the next part. Goodbye.